Recently, Pradeep Vijay Sir organized a spiritual trip to Babaji caves. Some friends from Singapore joined him and had huge transformational experiences, which they shared during the monthly Satsang in Singapore. Let's hear their stories together.
Treat. Like a mother would know what the child needs. She is my mother, though she is my wife. She felt that my soul needs some stimulation. And like a child would refuse if you give a medicine, I would have said no in case I had known that it's going to be a meditation retreat. I was also part of the group, but I never see WhatsApp messages so frequently except for my family group. If I had seen, I would have prepared myself to some extent, but there is a benefit in not preparing as well, because it is a divine invitation. You go there and then you realize that there's something miraculous that's going to happen. So when I went there, I went with my wife as well as my mother-in-law. Okay, we went to first Varanasi, and then we went to Dunagiri Hills, this meditation retreat. We both concur on that. That gave us some good feeling. It gave us a spiritual vibe to start with Varanasi, but at the same time, it was physically a bit tiring. But it's like miraculous that we really didn't feel that demotivated. We really felt a vibe that we should continue and then proceed. Okay, so on the first day when we met Master, I just told very openly what I wanted to say, that I wasn't prepared for this. But as I was speaking, I realized that I was speaking to myself, because when somebody who has done sadhanas, they just let you speak to them, but you are speaking to yourself. I guess when I said that I'm not prepared for it, that enables me to start preparing myself, correct, for the meditation. Meditation is not completely new for me. I had studied in a theological school, so right from primary days, the one of the classes was meditation, 1 hour meditation. So, but different types of meditation. Again, that's what some of you would have witnessed. I told Master Pradeep that my cup is full. Well, what I meant was I had done various other practices. My cup is full with lots of information, lots of other practices, and I am really not sure whether I would be able to follow you and then do this. But like any good master, correct? He wasn't bothered about it. What I heard even from Osho's speeches is, if somebody's cup is full, the student might feel it as a disadvantage. For the teacher, they know how to fill even a filled cup. Correct? This is transformation. They don't need to fill it further. They would transform what is inside that cup into something that they would want to. And I guess that is the sort of thing that I experienced with Master Pradeep. Okay. Again, there are various things that really impressed me. What he said, correct. Some of the points I made note when we were in the taxi. So he was talking about money as energy, correct. He was saying that we don't need to see money as something that has to be earned, saved, spent wisely, and whatever. If you would see it as a flowing energy, and if you would earn it happily, spend it happily, save it happily. He also gave us a formula about green money, something like 7 is to 1 is to 1. Probably somebody else might also talk through that. I don't want to be saying that, correct. Others might also want to talk about the same stuff, but that's good thing, correct. He was saying consciously spend, allocate your money into something that you would know what you are spending on. Say for example, 70% to pay your bills and to maintain sustenance, 10% to save for rainy days, 10% for donation, and 10% to spend on own spiritual enhancement, which is something called Swadharma. And also we need to spend some money on Paradharma, that is to elevate somebody else's soul, correct, who cannot afford that. We need to do that. That is what is meant by donation now. Yeah, the many things, I guess. So he was always quoting the example of nature is always sharing, correct, to learn from nature, nothing new. Whatever he is speaking and whatever he is asking us to do is to follow our heart, live in the heart space, so that happiness becomes natural. And that really was syncing up with me. Yeah, that's thing. And one of the things I really felt good about this was, like, if it had been planned, it would have really not been that beautiful. It was not planned, and I also didn't know that there is going to be a war that is going to be developing in the place where I'm working. I went from a completely war atmosphere with missiles, noises, and whatever to a complete tranquility state in the foothills of Himalayas. That's fantastic. The connection beyond words is what I meant. When you're talking to, or when you're in the presence of some masters who have done quite a bit of sadhana, elevated masters, you really feel that. And it had been my dream ever since I read autobiography Yogi when I was a child. Dunagiri Hills had been on my wish list, bucket list to go, and it is very fortunate that I would have definitely made it one day. But it is really fortunate to go with somebody who is practicing meditation, practicing sadhana, and also teaching people how to do that. And that's wonderful. That experience is beyond words. The last thing was, again, it was looking like I was making him a promise. All of them were dancing, but I had some sort of private time with Master Pradeep. So I was telling him, Master, I really wanted to be, what do I say, correct? Getting more from this. I think I got a lot, but I wasn't prepared for it, right? As I said in the first day. All that he said was, okay, this is okay, fine. You had done what you could do, and you had done beyond. And a small smile. Again, the words seem to be superfluous there, correct? We did see each other for a couple of minutes and then smiled at each other, but that is the connection. That divine connection. I am sure that I would again go for one day to another retreat, that time more prepared. And my takeaways was, yeah, meditate frequently, longer, and silence. Okay, that's one of the things I forgot to tell you. He also asked us to practice silence for 2 days. We realized how difficult it was. But whatever, within the difficulty, whatever minimal that we could achieve in terms of silence, that showed us how beautiful silence is. That is something which both of us actually have agreed that once in a month we would follow Monobrata. Okay, any questions? Anything? Okay. Yeah. That was beautiful. Babaji's caves. We went there twice. The first day, actually, again, there's some sort of concurrence. We really thought that the second day we were very lucky to go. The first day, we were taking our mother-in-law. She was struggling to go up, but that is also a miracle. Somebody pointed out. I think Meena pointed out. Correct? Yeah. We really, I didn't know that how she made it. She had so much of faith in Baba that she had to go up. Fortunately, there was also somebody who was helping her in the middle, driver who came suddenly out of nowhere to help her. But finally, we reached her. But because both of us were ensuring that she had to be taken there, some people had already done some meditation there. We got slightly lesser time to do that, and we were in focus. The second day, really, we were quite focused. There's some sort of divinity there. It has to be experienced, it cannot be said in words. Yep.